Broadly speaking, for the fixed income market, which is in particular the bond market, this is what the S&P Nigeria Bond Index from the FMDQ OTC Securities Exchange, quite a lot of acronym here. FMDQ stands for Financial Markets Dealers Quotation. That's what the FMDQ stands for, Financial Markets Dealers Quotation. You need a beginner's course? Let's talk about that some other day. Now look at it. Let's put it out there for you. And you see the index reading 272.41. This was the index that was launched this month. Oh, sorry, I beg your pardon. This quarter in February, when we had a major meeting with the S&P folks from the US. So we have a new index called the S&P Nigeria Bond Index, reading 272.041. One day close on Friday, 0.35% in the green. Month to date, that's the month of March 1st till the 24th. That was Friday, 3.33% in the green. Quarter to date, that's going all the way back to the 1st of January, even though that index was launched sometime in February. Quarter to date, 3.91%. Year to date, the same reading. When we start the week, the new week in April, you're going to see a change in the quarter to date and also some change in the year to date. For now, we're still within the quarter and we're ending that on Friday. Okay, let's move on and take a quick look at the month. That's been very interesting. You saw billions and billions and billions of naira in primary treasuries and bond auctions from the central bank and the debt office, a few listings, a few market interventions from the central bank as far as the FX is concerned. Let's get Ibrahim Babalola on the Skype to give us some of his thoughts regarding the markets in March. Ibrahim is an investment analyst at AfroInvest. It's going to see you on the program. Thanks for joining us and good morning to you. Hope you had a nice weekend.
Good morning, Boston. Thank you for having me. Well, my weekend was interesting. Naira's appreciating, so it's a bit of extra money.
Yeah, a bit of extra money. And folks were asking when this will translate into a reduced price of bread, of the consumer goods. But let's leave that conversation. I don't want to get into any hot water this morning, whether the lower naira rate will really translate immediately into lower price of bread, sugar, tea, and coffee. So let's talk about the markets in March. How did it hit you? It's been an interesting month.
Maybe not immediately.
Maybe not immediately. Let's leave that to the economists. Let's talk about the markets.
Okay. So last week we saw a bit of profit taking from the market. You know, the equity market had finished on a positive reason in the previous week. So we saw investors booking profits last week, but particularly from the tier one banks. You know, we saw a sell-off in the banks. Access was down 5.1% last week. Zenith was down 4.5% last week as well. We saw sell-offs across oil and gas sector. Seplat was down 9.7% last week. Forte was down 6.2% last week as well. The industrial goods index was, however, up. It closed in the green. It was up about 5.1% week on week, particularly on the back of the interest in Lafarge, you know, which really is better than expected earnings during the week. But looking at performance of the equities markets during the month, you know, month to date for the ASI is up 0.5%. As I said, you know, we've seen a bit of bargain hunting by investors over the course of the month. The banking index month to date, as at the close of business on Friday, was down 0.1%. Which is major on the back of Zenith and Access. Month to date, Zenith is down 8.2% and Access is down 9.2%. But the impact on the banking index the impact of these declines on the banking index was offset by the appreciation in Guarantee. Guarantee is up month to date by 7.3%. But 7.3%. But we expect that we may see a bit of bargain hunting, a bit of profit taking, in Guarantee towards the end of the week as the closure date for Guarantee for dividend payments is on the 29th, I think, on the 29th. So for dividend investors that you know, keyed into Guarantee so they can take advantage of the dividends, will probably be taking profit once the closure date passes. For consumer goods index is up month to date 6.5%, and majorly driven by the appreciation in Nestle, Nigerian Breweries, and Unilever. Nestle is up over 30% month to date. Nigerian Breweries is up 2.6%. New levels up 11.5% month to date. So these are the stocks that have driven the index performance. Insurance index is up as well, mainly driven by Mansard and Continental. For the fixed income market, we still keep on saying a significant interest by investors in this risk-free instruments, particularly in treasury bills markets. The CBN had two treasury bills auctions this month, and the CBN also continued to mop up liquidity through OMO auctions, which investors have been keen into. Investors, we've had a DMO bonds auction as well in March. We had a DMO bonds auction. We also saw the launching of the FGN savings bonds as well in March. So investors participated in that as well. And the CBN through the banks resumed the sale of the personal travel allowances and the business travel allowances, as well as sales of tuition fees and medical fees. And the CBN also has been clearing backlogs of LCs for the manufacturing sector.
Okay, Ibrahim, I guess we're going to leave it there for today. Thanks for raising the curtain for us. This morning, we're going to spend the rest of the week talking to folks like you, looking at the markets in March. We had a lot of stories in the month of March. We had a February inflation. We had a GDP for the last quarter. We had some earnings. Then we had that rapid fire foreign exchange interventions by the central bank. Some of these are still coming to this morning. Ibrahim Babalola, thank you very much. And regards to the rest of your team at Afrinvest. When we come back after the break, Bola Ajomale, the head of the NESD OTC Securities Exchange, says he's playing some ball with the Nigeria Football League. Let's listen to him. He was on our show here on Saturday. We need to let you know what is going on. We're bringing football to the Market Street. You want to play ball on Broad Street, you may just get ready. Stick around.